Okay, what we're doing today is we're getting this section here with the step footings. We're gonna form up the frost wall. And the frost wall is just what it says. It's a wall that brings you from the footing 4 feet up. In the case over here, it steps up, and here. And it brings you up to the level of the rest of the footings, which are here. We have the footing stripped down. I didn't bother showing that because it's kind of boring and it's just nothing but hard work, actually, getting them forms all apart. But here, I'm going to have a door, a 6-foot door, coming out of the basement at ground level. So the door is going to be up, well, basically 4 inches above what you're seeing with these footings here. And so I need to bring these footings up with a frost wall so that they're level with them over there. And we pour the slab, it'll go over top of that. And then this dirt will be brought down to the level just below these footings, or just below the floor that's going to be on the footings. So this will all be graded differently than what you're seeing. Over here, the grade will go up. And even though the footings are above ground over here, this is going to have fill, because out there beyond the tractor, that's where the septic is going to be. And that's going to be at least 3 feet of fill there. And we need to taper away from the foundation. So in order to do that, I got to be up here. It'll taper down away from the foundation, and then it'll kind of level out and be where the septic is going to be, which will be 3 feet higher. And then the rest of this whole foundation, I'll grade this in, and the rest of it will be at basically the foundation will be almost covered. And this grade up here will have to come down, because that's too high. That's high. It'll come down more like this right here. But I'm going to do all that afterwards. I can take all that material that I'm taking out of there and I can use it to help backfill the foundation. So I didn't want to move that yet. So what we're doing is we're forming it up with these forms here. I have some 3-footers, some 4-footers, and some 1-footers. I'm sorry, 2-footers. Because they're going to be different heights because of the step footings. Jesse and I bought these footings a few years ago, and Jesse used them on a few foundations, but now he's pretty much going with ICF, so these things are almost obsolete. But we have a lot of them, and I'm going to use them. And also, at some point later on, up in there, we're going to put a root cellar, and I'll use these forms for that too as well. We're going to dig a root cellar back into that ledge up there, and that way we can store vegetables and fruits and different things like that up there. But that's a ways down the road. For now, I'm going to get started on this. Now, what we have to do, and I'll show that, we have to oil up these forms. There's special oil that you put on it, right there in that 5-gallon bucket. And what that does is it keeps the cement from adhering to the plywood on these forms. So you get a cleaner foundation. You also don't have to do a lot of work to clean these forms off when you're done. So that's what we're doing. I've got a line snap, I've got a line strung where that wall is going to be for the ICF. And I got to plumb down and set 2-bys on the bottom to hold the bottoms of the forms. So that'll be my first step. I'll get them lined. All right, let me show you how these forms work. You've got a snap tie here that goes in, and there's grooves in the metal. I'll show you that in a second. And you take that wedge, and you go through the form, through the slot in the snap tie, like this, and through the other form. Then you have a wedge like this that goes through that slot, and you drive that wedge down, that tightens them forms together. Then you got the snap ties. So you can see that little notch there. That's where the snap tie goes. You pull it together till this slot lines up with that slot. Now you can see that's holding that in place, and it keeps the form separated. It can't push together. You'll see that this is all wavy and stuff. We'll take care of that once it's all assembled. By driving that wedge in there, that tightens it right up. And as you can see, it's all wavy, but we'll straighten that up. There'll be a 2x on the top that hooks into the whole thing that straightens it up. On the bottom, I got this 2x4 that I'm going to push it against, and then on the other side, I'll just put some blocks here and there to hold it against that form. I don't have to put a whole board in there, just pieces. Okay, I got blocks along the bottom. I had to push the forms over till it hit the 2x on the other side. Then I put blocks in to hold it. And now I'm going to put the whale back on here. And that will straighten the top. What we have is a bracket like this that hooks into one of the slots. Hooks into the slot, and then this wedge drives down in, and that'll straighten this top up with this 2x. Now, as you can see, that straightens that side up a lot better. Now I'll do the other side as well. Okay, got the wall straightened up with the whale backs. Now I just got to plumb it up, brace it, and we got to put some rebar in there. and a couple of places we got to fill in. But the heavy stuff is done now anyway. Okay, I'm basically ready to pour. What I did was I went around with the laser level and I checked the footings, and they're very close. We're within a quarter any place up or down. It's actually pretty good. So what I did was I snapped the line from here to down there, and then I went just below the line and I put these little finish screws in. So when I'm leveling that off, I can just go down and just touch that screw, and that will give me the level. And I put it every foot or so all the way down through there. So truck is coming tomorrow. We'll get this baby poured, and then all my footings will be up to snuff, and I can get ready and do the floor. I'll run a course all the way around of the ICF. Get it as level as I possibly can. Squared up as good as I possibly can. Then I'll prep for the floor, which I've already done a lot of it. There's going to be, over top of this stone, there's going to be 2 inches of styrofoam. And then I'll lay my my pipes in there for the radiant heat. Once these forms are tore down, I can fill this in. I'll fill this in with just stone and tamp it. I won't put any earth in there at all. The outside, I can go ahead and just fill that in. But the inside, I'm going to put all stone in there so that it compacts nice. Otherwise, I might have a problem there later on. Because remember, there's a door coming out here, a 6-foot sliding door going out. So this dirt out here will be graded down to just about 4 inches above what you're looking at now, so that I can walk directly outside. Maybe 3 inches. I'll leave an inch or so below the floor.
There she comes.
Okay, that one side is stripped down, and that's a nice pour. I don't see any voids to speak of at all, so it's a nice solid pour.